Millions of Americans are still out of work. Small businesses have been forced to close, and yet through it all, the stock market seems to be on fire. Today, the Dow surged 450 points, marking its best day since mid-July. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 also way up. Now, these numbers might be tempting to some of you to invest. NBC4's consumer investigator Randy Mack joins us right now and examines the pros and cons in the market. Randy.
Hey, Chuck, there's a big difference between Wall Street and Main Street. And, we know that the economy is not really a reflection of how the stock market is going. So while it may actually be a good time to try to go ahead and invest in the market, experts say that there are certainly plenty of warnings out there for the novices who are about to jump in.
Ricky Dominguez stares at these spreadsheets nearly every day. It's where he tracks the stocks he trades, something he's been doing since college.
When I find out that people my age don't even have $100 in their savings account, it makes me feel even better and more motivated.
Ricky takes his side job seriously. He studies the market and the stocks he buys and sells. He says his background in statistics made it all feel natural.
The intuition of right now is the time to buy, or right now is the time to sell, for example, was kind of came naturally because of my stats background.
Ricky's accumulated a nice pot of wealth from day trading, $250,000. And now many other wannabe investors with plenty of time on their hands are hoping to do the same. Brokerage firms offering free trading say new accounts and trade volume have hit record highs. But is investing in the stock market during a tumultuous economy a good bet?
And so even the stock market, which appears to be skyrocketing, is a little misleading because a very few number of the stocks are doing very well. Most are not.
Dennis Kelleher with the nonprofit Better Markets is disturbed by the upswing in day trading. He says only a small handful of stocks, ones that have benefited from the pandemic like Amazon, Netflix, and Google, are doing really well. But he says most stocks aren't. He fears rookie investors are buying stocks that have tanked, like car rental companies and cruise lines, hoping they'll rebound when they might not.
The market is full of professional sharks who get rich off of people who are not professionals and not as smart as they are.
Financial advisor Brian Levy agrees, but he thinks now might be a good time for young investors to dabble in the market.
But I want to warn all the young investors, don't gamble with money you can't afford to lose, and make sure the money you're putting in there, that it has a long-term outlook, because you may not be able to get it out when you need it.
They have years ahead of them to recover any losses. That's advice Ricky has always followed, and for him, it's been working out.
So my plan is to eventually retire and live off of my stocks.
Better Markets suggests that you actually work with a professional rather than going ahead and day trading on your own. But if you do decide to actually go ahead and work with a professional, make sure that you get their fees up front and in writing, and also make sure that they have a fiduciary duty to put your interests ahead of their own. Also, if you're an older investor, it may be wiser to stay out of the stock market and not take a big loss near retirement and simply invest in some of those mutual funds. Reporting live in Chino Hills, I'm Randy Mack for NBC4 News.
All right.